It's where it's at. You're listening to Left at the Valley. I don't know why you are, but you are.
Hi, this is Dr. Garcia, and I took a left at the Valley.
I know we shouldn't have to scream that we're atheists. You know, we don't have non-astrologers and all that. But with the religious people taking over the world, I mean, we can either speak up or be pushed into a corner.
I'm proud to be an atheist, a skeptic, a non-believer, an infidel, a heathen. I call it how I see it. I say it's ignorance and you just call it faith and unsubstantiated claims. That's something to be ashamed. I'm an atheist.
Coming at you from wet BC, weirdo Florida, and wacky Texas, this is Left of the Valley 2.0. My name is Kevin, and someone messaged me to meet up in the woods for a naked satanic ritual, and they didn't even show up. It was cold. Joining me as usual,
Weirdos.
I know, right? Joining me as usual is the team whose new kink is watching anti-vaxxers die from COVID.
Unfortunately.
She doesn't dust because she came from dust and returned to dust, so it could be somebody she knows. Sabrina.
Nice.
It's truth. It's truth.
His wife asked him what it was like to have a penis. He said, it's hard sometimes. Fred Lee.
That's true. That's true. It is
And his wife also told him to stop imitating flamingos, so he had to put his foot down. Benjamin.
Hello, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, guys,
Oh,
welcome
my
back.
goodness. Hi. Thank you. I thank
If you knew how often I put my leg on one, like my weight on one leg, that
So, in other words, accurate.
accurate. Very.
Oh, awesome.
So today we'll be talking to a returning guest, Mike Wiseman of The Bible Says What? And
Yes.
we'll be talking about his new book. But first, that's in the second half of the show. But first, this show is also brought to you by our patrons. You too can become a patron. Go to patreon.com/LATV and help support and grow the show. And we'll get you some t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that eventually on the road. So
Not far down the road.
not far down the road. We're
Yes.
working on that.
Give us all your money now.
Exactly.
Please just do it.
Sign up
In
now.
order to get you those t-shirts and mugs, you know.
Yeah. We're gonna have to buy those.
Well, no, we need the money to buy them first, so you know, we'd
Ugh.
appreciate some help.
Anyway, let's get into our chit chat. You guys remember Bolsonaro?
Who?
Yeah, he's the Brazilian version of Trump.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
You
dude.
should just lead with that. I'll remember. Yeah.
You guys remember Brazilian Trump? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his response to COVID has been absolutely horrible, as we reported on the show. Right now, as we there's been over 604,000 deaths. In,
Are they trying to beat the U.S.?
They're getting pretty damn close, actually.
I know. Are they trying? Is it a race?
They've had, who knows, right? They had 21.7 million cases of COVID and 604,000 deaths. And this is as compared to the world, which has 242 million cases and 4.92 million deaths. So essentially, 12% of the death worldwide from COVID have happened in Brazil. That is huge. That's huge. One country. So,
Sorry to interrupt. What's the population of Brazil? Is it comparable to the U.S.?
No, it was about a third of the U.S. if I remember correctly. I think it's 100 million something as compared to the
Wow.
it was U.S. 325. Something like that.
something like that.
Wow.
I don't
So
know,
they're
I just live
like,
here.
Yeah, 325 million. Yeah.
but
This is
when
the-
you think about it, see, the statistician, they think about percentages, right? So like, even though they only have, well, not only, but even though they have, what did you say, 600,000 deaths? If they have a third of the U.S. population as a percentage of their total population, that's dismal.
Yes, it
Like the
absolutely
U.S.
is.
has a ton of deaths too. It's what do we hear today? 725,000 roughly. But that's, you know, anyway, sorry.
Out
Math
of
break.
325 million.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
It's less than Brazil. So
We-
that's disgusting.
We
Like
can,
that's
Yeah.
we can easily
Yeah.
say that Brazil didn't handle this nowhere near
No.
as well as the U.S.
no.
And the U.S. didn't handle this well.
No.
So this is how bad this guy handled this.
Hmm.
And right now, his government is essentially turning against him at this point.
Good.
The,
shit.
the senators have dropped a 1,200-page report recommending he be charged with crime against humanity.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
So imagine if your own senators are turning against you at that point, right?
Yeah, that's not
Good.
good.
Yeah, the draft still needs to be voted in by the Senate Commission.
Mhm.
Bolsonaro says that it's, of course, politically motivated. Even though I hate to say it, but it's unlikely that he's going to face charges because the prosecutor general was actually appointed by him. So it's one
Okay,
of his,
so
one of
yeah,
his-
it's one of those lip service things.
but Brazil really right now is starting to it is hurting as a country, and they're really getting tired of this idiot that basically says, "Oh no, it's just like the flu,"
you know, it's like
ivermectin or whatever.
I actually have a friend that's going to be going to Brazil to get married in December. This is kind of scary.
Really?
That's when
Yeah.
they change their plans.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. He's marrying someone who's Brazilian.
Oh well.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear
Well,
Or
they're
just like a suit. Just get the whole space suit. Just
yeah,
go
they're
ahead.
both
and-
double vaccinated, and they've both actually had COVID twice too.
Well, at that point, if I was
Jesus.
Brazil, I would actually look into getting a third booster shot at that point.
They are. That's actually happening before they go. Anyway, we don't need to discuss this. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm not here to discuss the wedding.
no. But it's
How
just kind of
How come we were?
So what's their
Well, I mean,
first and last and middle names? Go
What's
ahead.
their names? Are they actually in love?
Names and
Oh,
phone number.
absolutely.
Go
Go
ahead.
into
No.
this.
She lives here. They're just going there
Why were they
because
not
they want.
invited? I want an invitation.
Where's my invite? I don't
Is
even
it-
know them, but I should be invited.
Yeah.
I feel
You
we
know,
should-
Yeah,
I could
we're
use a
not gonna,
vacation.
anyway.
You guys remember the La Palma volcano? We talked about this a few
Yes.
shows ago.
Mhm.
Now the volcano has kind of gone into overdrive. It's destroyed 2,000 buildings by now
Wow.
and 742 hectares of land.
Wow.
There's been actually 42 tremors on the island Sunday. That was last Sunday.
Just in one day?
In one day, 42 tremors, and up to
Jeez.
4.3 on the Richter scale. It's like there's
Wow.
small tremors, but still 42 of them. That's a lot of earthquakes.
That is a lot. Like you're walking around, shake.
Yeah,
Oh, crap.
exactly.
Earthquakes are not fun. I grew up in California.
Yeah.
I was in San
sorry.
Francisco in '89. Like,
Oh, we
Oh,
won't talk
shit.
about that. I have PTSD from that, no joke. And I didn't live there, so
and I
wow.
was there. It was
Yeah.
wild. I was running down the hallways and literally getting thrown back and forth against the
Oh my
walls.
god. Oh,
That's got to be terrifying just to know that at any moment you can die a death worthy of Mario. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's just terrifying. Jesus.
I can't drive over a bridge without PTSD because of that. Anyway, let's not talk
The,
about that.
Anyway, yeah.
the last earthquake we had here, a side note, it was kind of funny because I was in the pickup and I was doing a report, and all of a sudden the whole I just went like this 3 times, and I was just in a standstill, and I thought, and I'm looking outside, I'm looking at the trees, thinking it's like 3 big gusts of wind, but the trees are completely immobile. I'm thinking, what the hell just happened? It was essentially 3
Earthquake.
waves
Yeah.
of the earth, and since I was in the pickup, it kind of bounced around like this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, holy crap!
That was during the day?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the only one I remember was at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was in bed,
Mm.
and I felt the bed shake, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if that was an earthquake." And if
No, it was just good
I was
sense.
like, "No, it's like I'm just gonna wake up in the morning, and everyone's gonna be like, what was that?" And then they'll be like, "It was a big truck." And yeah, no, it was an actual earthquake, but like a little figurine on my desk fell over, so I took a picture of that and said, "We will rebuild," because
To the chair doubled
Yeah.
over.
yeah, it really
Rebuild.
wasn't that big of a deal.
I'm always so curious as to what it would feel like because we're in Florida, so we don't have earthquakes. We have
No, we have
hurricanes,
hurricanes.
tornadoes, sharks, and alligators. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all
that's
the
kinda
other
scary.
things.
It's an interesting feeling. People that I know are in high rises when it happens. Those are the ones they feel the whole building. I mean, when the wind blows the wrong way, you feel the building sway. So imagine when the earth's moving.
Jeez.
I was in the on the
Freaky.
fourth floor when I was in Quebec, and we had an earthquake, and it was an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you are in an earthquake zone, even if you're not in an earthquake zone, it's a nice recommendation from your friends here to actually have some kind of a kit because you never know. If you have some
Always
extra
have an
food-
emergency kit
Yeah,
ready.
They usually recommend at least 3 days.
We
so
should really take our own advice.
We should. We kind of do actually. I got some stuff downstairs.
Anyway,
You guys hear that Trump?
Hey.
No, what?
Like Mussolini,
First Brazilian Trump, now
right
regular
now,
Trump.
regular Trump, is launching his new social platform called Truth Social.
Oh my god.
No, not launching. Launched
launch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and then shortly taken down because he got hacked.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
cheap copy of Twitter, essentially.
Of course, I think he used Twitter code.
Yeah. Trump said he would, quote, stand up to the tyranny of big tech, unquote.
Oh my god.
Of course, Trump was
Please
banned
try.
from Twitter and suspended from Facebook. This is,
Indefinitely from both, by the way. Let's just be clear about
well,
that.
banned from Twitter, but suspended. It
Yes.
was just suspended for 6 months. If I remember
6
correctly.
months, yeah.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's an indefinite ban.
Is it
They'll revisit it every 6 months,
So,
but it's not coming.
My favorite thing is this quote about tyranny from people that don't believe certain people should have rights.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
The funny thing is he talks about free speech a lot. It's open to free speech, but you can't really disparage or tarnish Trump or the site,
Right.
Which is so kind of funny because I can go on Facebook and say Mark Zuckerberg is an idiot, and that won't get me banned from the site. But I could not do the same thing on this Truth Social apparently about Donald Trump.
I'm not so sure about that. You go and try and say Mark Zuckerberg is
You
an
can't
idiot.
say he is an idiot. You can
fast.
say
Okay.
I completely disagree with him.
Yes.
No, but you could say Facebook sucks. You can type Facebook sucks on Facebook. And they're not
Yeah,
gonna-
Facebook sucks is fine because that's an entity.
it?
They don't go after them for bullying. If you say Facebook, but if you say things on the internet, for example, the last ban that Amy got was "I sort of hate Christians." She got a 24-hour ban for that.
Yeah, understandably, because they're going to say that's hate speech.
Yeah, I get it. That's fine. At least it's all across the board, right?
It has
Yeah.
the word hate in it. Like,
Yeah. I said,
Actu-
what got me a
absolutely hate
3-day. At first, I got a warning, but then they went back and they gave me a 3-day mute. Was the question posed was something along the lines of, "Why do men rape women?" And my answer was, "Because men are trash." And I said, blanket, men are trash. Now, I think if I had said some men can be trash, I wouldn't have gotten the ban. But because I said a blanket statement about basically all men, even though that wasn't my intention, but Facebook doesn't read intention, so you just got to be really careful what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
and so Trump's site is just doing away with all of that, right? Unless it's them.
Yeah, exactly. You can say whatever you want, but if you say Trump
Essentially-
sucks, you're in big fucking shit.
Essentially, I don't even think it's going to go anywhere. It's just like that Parler and Mike Lindell.
Well, in his little blog.
Yeah, in his blog, it's just going to be a jump in the water for 2 weeks, and it's going to be an echo chamber.
He's really trying to stay relevant.
At best. It's not going to go anywhere, of course. And of course, as Benjamin was alluding a bit earlier, it's already been hacked.
Mm-hmm.
And the hackers already, the hackers,
great.
they posted a picture of a pig defecating on Trump's personal page.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Because he's pig shit.
Brilliant.
Oh, well, you can oink about that for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.